So last night's update basically brought the Cologne 2026 version of the sticker sale. The liquid hollow sits at around $7 right now, previously $53. Spirit sitting at $6, before roughly $42. Vitality goes from $21 to roughly $5. But this method of releasing stickers is very odd indeed, and it seems like one that was designed to make the other stickers worth more, but it may just wind up hurting them in the end. So if you didn't see it, Valve released new stickers last night in the Cologne 2026 shop, the ranked stickers. They come in foil, hollow, and gold respectively. Papers are left out. Same teams, same designs, same players. The only difference is that the circular design was replaced with a square design, sort of. They kind of just added a border around the circle, and on the bottom right of each sticker, you could see the place that the team finished within Cologne 2026. They look fine, they look good. Cologne 2026 stickers look good in general, so these ones don't look any much worse. You could scrape them down and receive the logo. However, you cannot receive the circular sticker from the normal sticker shop. Now, the intentional choice to not place a sale on the previously existing Cologne 2026 stickers and instead add their own discount stickers is a little bit weird. We've never been exposed to something like this before. It's even more odd when you consider that they're not even in the same demand pool, meaning that any purchase of these new stickers aren't going to affect demand of these other stickers. They kind of function like the charms that were added in early July, in which each individual stage is priced with a bucket of around 100 times the amount of charms. And on its own, it doesn't necessarily seem like a problem, right? You now have a budget option to buy stickers. People can finally purchase stickers that are actually, logical to buy, right? No one's going to buy a $2,000 sticker in the demand shop. But I think the actual demand system of Cologne 2026 for the original stickers, it's what's going to hurt it the most in the end. Right? Every buyer can look at the options in the market, and they have the Steam community market, which is going to have the cheaper prices for the stickers themselves, the original ones, and then they can go buy the locked prices on the ranked stickers, and no one's ever going to buy from that demand-based shop ever again. And it's pretty clear to see why Valve went ahead with this ranked sticker system. Right? We're all used to cases and capsules, and it's a pretty straightforward transaction. You buy the capsule, you get a chance at whatever sticker you want.
SkinSwap is a CS2 or Rust trading site where you could buy, sell, or trade your items instantly. Use code MW9 for a free skin worth up to $50 when you complete your first trade. Use the Market tab to buy skins from the Chinese market with no need for a Chinese ID or bank account. Use the Sell tab to instantly sell your skins and withdraw from a variety of methods, including PayPal, Venmo, or crypto. With the newly launched Vault system, daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways, SkinSwap is by far the most rewarding CS2 skin trading site on the market. Thank you, SkinSwap, for sponsoring this video.
Due to the amount of teams within each capsule, it's pretty hard to get the stickers that you actually do want, so people wind up spending more on capsules than they would in a demand-based store to begin with. And Counter-Strike esports teams got used to this amount of money coming in. It was a guaranteed source of income, and this is the income that they pay their players with. This is the income that they upkeep their entire organizations with, and within one major, it's gone. But there also is a supply problem that needs to be talked about, right? Paris brought in a ton of money for the teams in Paris, but once you have so many majors, right, eventually demand for these new stickers is going to leave, right? Valve even admitted themselves on the sticker update, saying that the new price system reflected relative demand, but it didn't produce reasonable prices. Now, obviously, if you looked at that market, you would know that to be absolutely true, but it still baffles me why they didn't just use the same thing as the terminal system, right? Where you use some semblance of the Steam market in terms of pricing. It's not going to be perfect because unlike the terminal, you can't give offers to people and have people decline and accept, right? When they're greeted with a whole wide array of different options, right? People are just going to pick what they want. But if you use like a terminal system in which you have to field offers one at a time, sometimes you may buy things that you wouldn't normally buy had you just been offered the entire pool of items. Right? That's why the terminal system works better, and at least the prices mimic the Steam community market. Sometimes they're higher, sometimes they're lower, and that's where you have your opportunities, and that's how supply fills up over time. Cologne 2026 did not have that. In fact, after like a week and a half, basically all the stickers that were in circulation were already in circulation. So teams are making no money from the new stickers. On top of that, Valve has, been pretty staunch on removing gambling sponsors from all of their sponsored events. And of course, once you remove it from the majors, then ESL and all of the other subcontractors, I guess, I don't know what they're called, they also remove gambling sponsors as a part of their rule set as well, which means that you just cut out two major sources of revenue in the last year. So it hasn't even been a year, you cut off two major revenue streams for a lot of these companies. How are they going to pay their players? How are they going to upkeep their organization? it becomes very hard. And Valve admitted to their mistake. The supply of these stickers is going to be very interesting because it's going to be low supply. I'm very curious to see how price moves within this market once these stickers are removed, which has been announced to be September 29th. It's not good for the teams. Now here's how the sticker system is actually pricing their new ranked stickers, because there is a system to it. It's a little bit weird. It's different for each rarity tier, but it's kind of the same as well. So before Cologne dropped, I had made a video about CSROI's article and how the prices were actually maintained. And it held a basket value, meaning every sticker in that entire shop had a maintained value of, let's just call it 2,000 tokens. CSROI suspected that they would just cut this bucket price, meaning that all the stickers in the entire shop had to maintain, let's say, 500 token average as instead of 2,000, which makes sense, but most of that 75% would be applied towards like golds and hollows and not necessarily papers or foils. My theory was different. I thought Valve would dilute the pool, meaning that they would add more stickers into the Cologne pool such that you have, 1,000 stickers trying to maintain a 2,000 token average as opposed to 500. But they did neither because they released this in an independent pool. So unless people start buying a lot of papers, which I don't see happening on a grand scale, you're not going to see the other sticker prices go down. They're going to stay at the same level, and you're going to be forced to buy the ranked stickers if you want affordable stickers. So there was obviously some panic. So I guess if you wanted to buy some of these circular stickers, your best opportunity is probably to buy in the next 24 hours or so, as people are dumping all the Thunder Down Under stuff, and it's probably overstated right now. You'll probably get it for cheaper. It'll probably find an equilibrium somewhere in the middle of where it was and where it is now. You'll at the very least have a price floor, right? If it goes under that $7 price point for the Thunder Down Under ranked sticker, well, then you could probably guarantee it to go back up at least a little bit. But the problem here is that I guess Valve didn't want to disenfranchise the people who bought the other stickers because they do command a much higher price by adding new stickers instead of just putting the other ones on sale. But this leads to two problems. A, you're never gonna, if Valve continues this sticker model next major, which I doubt will happen after, the revenues of this major, who's going to buy before the sale? Nobody. You're going to have no sales before the actual sale itself. I mean, you'll have some purchases, but it's not going to be like the same way in which it was this time. So you're going to have even less revenue up front as opposed to last time. B, the substitution effect, right? These stickers are functionally and aesthetically pretty much the same. A lot of people buy stickers and scrape off the borders, and you're just going to have a team logo. Both stickers do just that. So there really is no difference here, right? The market doesn't eke out higher price items just because they're higher priced. They're going to buy the cheaper one if it's cheaper and if they're pretty much the same thing. You'll get over the square versus circle difference, And a lot of people like the square sticker design, right? DreamHack 2014, there's a demand for those types of sticker shapes, which we don't really get too often. They're pretty far and few between. Also, souvenirs, right? You can't make souvenirs with these new square stickers, but you can just kind of make your own, right? Imagine if you bought a souvenir gun off of the, marketplace and it just has this map logo. Well, then you just throw fucking 3 gold square stickers on it. You have a souvenir. Congrats. No one's gonna fucking really care, right? It's like buying a fake Rolex. Now, the people who bought the circle stickers took an absolutely huge risk, right? We knew that going into it, right? We all expected something to happen in regards to bringing the prices down. We just didn't know exactly what. This might be the worst case scenario for the people who bought them, right? Because it's not even like you're buying the same stickers, right? You have a completely different class of stickers that I don't know are going to be too highly demanded or too highly liquid in time. At least with the, if you had the same stickers, eventually it would go back up in price. But all it did is disenfranchise the people who bought. And disenfranchise the people who bought priced. And not only did it disenfranchise the people who bought, it disenfranchised the people who bought stickers that are worth a lot of money, which doesn't help the future of your game either. So I do think that this was just damage control by way of Valve and just in trying to increase sticker revenue, and they're probably not going to go back to this model ever again, which is why they took this sort of approach. I do think that the fact that they were in Germany, right, and Germany in March got rid of their loot boxes and subsequently souvenirs and sticker capsules, so I think that they had to make a last minute change, especially because I believe in the game files there are Cologne 2026 capsules that eventually I guess had to be phased out because of the fact that they were in Germany and Germany just got rid of these, methods of obtaining items. So maybe with the next majors that are like, I think in Buenos Aires and Shanghai, or some shit like that, you might go back to the previous revenue model, right? We got the Jackass capsules. We know it's still, an actual option for them. So I imagine they'll just go back to that. As for souvenirs, I don't think they'll go back to souvenir packages. I do think the newer system is a little bit better, but it's going to be weird to see how they actually price those. I do hope they stay away from the souvenir package model because I do think these ones are actually really cool. But that's actually an interesting question for maybe another video. I don't know how they are going to kind of strike the balance between getting away from this sticker model, which was abject failure. Maybe not even in terms of the actual economy, in terms of just how they priced the actual stickers and the souvenir system, because they kind of play hand in hand. They'll have to maybe, make some changes there as well, which is interesting. Now, is Valve the villain here? I don't think so, right? Valve isn't turning profit from this sticker system that doesn't sell, right? I believe a major team said they were earning like $100 a day, right? How is Valve earning from this, right? They're making the same amount of money as the major teams do. They benefit just as much as them because I'm pretty sure they share revenue 50-50. So I imagine they're not happy about the system either. And for that, you'll probably see less majors taking place in Europe and where all these loot boxes are banned, which sucks for the actual growth and maintenance of the actual esport. But, at the end of the day, they're going to have to put their money first if they want to keep these events going on, right? There is benefits to this system in terms of the actual supply and the people buying them, as opposed to the teams and Valve themselves, right? They had less supply. They were going to be worth more. Crafts were going to be worth more, etc. This kind of hinders that. I don't think it gets rid of that completely because, again, they are different stickers, but again, they're so closely similar that it doesn't really matter. The system itself priced items so high that you were just basically forced to go to the community market and buy, which is good because you're circulating the supply that already exists, right? And then when you run out and prices go up too high, then you're forced to go back to the market and buy more. But that never happened because the prices were extremely high and then basically stopped changing once people stopped buying because of how the relative demand system worked. Sticker terminals would have worked better. So Valve was working with constraints here. It looked like their hands were tied and they tried to make the best of the situation. And this is probably going to increase their sticker revenue, pretty handedly, but it's probably still not going to reach the heights of what a sticker capsule system would have brought. I think on the bright side, if you bought some of these stickers, you'll be better off than, had Cologne 2026 had capsules. So if this system stays isolated to just Cologne 2026, it will definitely be a weird part of CS2 history, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see there. And we'll see if the souvenir model changes or stays the same with the new major in winter of this year. Peace.